Hi, my name is Natasha Zerdrowski, and I am in the OB and Pediatric course, and we are doing a teaching plan for children ages 6 to 8 years of age, and our topic in our group is safety. And my teaching presentation is about car seat safety. Our group members are myself, Natasha Zerdrowski, Jessica Engel, and Tanya Martz. I did include some parent teaching also in the car seat presentation, along with, things that children can also identify. Motor vehicle accidents are a common cause of injury in the school-age child. When traveling in the car, the school-age child should always be in the rear seat, preferably in the middle seat, so they're not by either door or window. They should never ride in the front seat of the car. It is dangerous because of the passenger side airbags in most new model cars and could potentially cause injury or death for the child. No child actually under the age of 12 should ever be in the front seat of the car. A school-age child that weighs over 40 pounds, generally between ages 4 and 8, should use a belt positioning forward-facing booster seat, using both the lap and shoulder belts. That whenever they outgrow, they should be put into a booster seat, and usually the booster seat is for a child that is about 4 feet 9 inches tall or taller. Seat belt or age and weight appropriate booster seat, usually until 80 pounds, and again 4 feet 9 inches, should be used at all times. Seat belt should be fastened before the car is started. The car should never be even put into gear or pull out unless the child is actually restrained in the car seat. My rule of thumb is that parents should lead by example. If your child is not buckled, then don't pull out. But your child, if you're buckled, your child will buckle, vice versa. Seatbelt should be fastened before the car is started. Child-proof locks can be used in the back seat. Conduct rolls for your car. You can have, that way there your children will know when they're in the car what set of rules that they are to abide by and stick with them. Remind children to wear a seatbelt or to use a booster card if needed when in any vehicles. Therefore, if they are, carpooling with another mother to a practice, to a ball game or whatnot, they should still be in the appropriate seatbelt that, is age appropriate for them and that fits them. Pedestrian safety. 20% of fatal crashes in children between the ages of 5 and 8 involve pedestrian-related fatalities. Children younger than 10 years of age should not cross the street alone. If the child does cross the street at any given time, they should always have an older sibling, an adult, a parent, somebody should cross with them. Children should always look both ways before crossing. Children should also be able to identify street signs to know when to walk or to when that they have to stop. Young school-age children, therefore, should not walk to school. And like I said, the only reason that they should is if they had an adult or parent accompany them. A seatbelt should be used on every trip, no matter how short. This sets a good example. Make sure children are properly buckled in the seatbelt booster seat, or car seat, whichever is appropriate. All children, of course, as I've said, 12 years of age or younger should be in the back seat. Place children in the middle of the seat, in the middle back seat when possible, because this is the safest spot for the child. Children should be instructed on looking right, left, then right again before crossing the street, and crossing only at safe crossings. Older children and adults should supervise all children around any cars, especially when children are playing outside. They should never play behind a car or near a car for that matter. We're not always aware when somebody's backing up, and children should always be attentive whenever they're outside regardless. Walking should only take place on sidewalks and parking lots. Children should know to watch for cars backing up and to not dart between parked cars. If children are playing outside, drivers should be aware of the presence before backing up. 70% of car seats are not used or installed correctly. So before you decide to get in the car and pull out, check your car seat. Make sure that it's installed properly, that it's not expired, because car seats, everything can expire, and typically car seats expire after about 6 years. So for a mother that may have multiple children, passing down car seats may be okay, but in the event whenever it is expired, it should be checked. And also check your car pamphlet instructions to make sure if there's any instructions related to car seat as well. There's a couple things that you can make sure your car seat is installed correctly. One is suggested. It's called the inch test. Once your car seat is installed, give it a good tug at the base where the seat belts go through it. Can you move it more than an inch, or side to side, or front to back? A properly installed seat will not move more than an inch. There's also the pinch test. Make sure that the harness is tightly buckled and coming from the correct slots. Check your seat manual. With the chest clip placed at armpit level, pinch the strap at your child's shoulder. If you are unable to pinch any excess webbing, you are good to go. For both rear and forward-facing child seats, use either the car seat belt or the lower attachments in forward-facing car seats. Use the top tether to lock the car seat in place. Do not use both the lower attachments and seat belt at the same time. They are equally safe, so pick one that gives you the best fit. If you are having any trouble or questions or concern, there are certified child passenger safety technicians that are able to help or even double check your work, which would be a good in this teaching session would be a valuable asset to have at the presentation. Would be one of these clinical certified passenger safety check clinicians, so that they were maybe able to talk with the children and parents to make sure that they were properly in the correct car seat, and that they were installed correctly as well. Also at the teaching session, a police officer could also be there to talk with the children, not only about being buckled is the law, but also about pedestrian safety as well. Prevent a heat stroke. I can't emphasize this enough. So many times you may see on television or the media that somebody has left even an animal, a child, or anything that they've left in the car, and just within a few minutes it can be very serious, or death for that person or animal or whatnot. You should never leave your child alone in the car, not even for a minute. While it may be tempting to dash out to do a quick errand, while your babies are sleeping peacefully in their car seats, the temperature inside your car can rise and cause quickly and can rise quickly and cause a heat stroke, and the time it takes for you to run in and out of the store. Leaving a child in a car is against the law in many states. Some different creative outlets I wanted to mention for children, especially whenever you're going on a long trip. Other than just your normal errands that you could do in the car, would be like a whiteboard and dry erase pen. Kids can draw, play tic-tac-toe and hangman, or write notes to each other. Wipe it all away and start over. Magnetized letters, numbers, and shapes. You can also buy sets. To manipulate and to play different games with. There's a sticker and activity books. They're great for younger children. This allows children to express their creativity without using pens on upholstery. Crayons and markers, of course, get the washable ones, or you might have a stained vehicle, which this just lets them color or draw. You can get a trip notebook, and they can color pages about their trip, or you can play I Spy something green. You as a family can also incorporate into some games while you're in the car. You can also get instant film cameras that the kids can just snap pictures as they're going, which I'm sure probably if they had one or two of them, it wouldn't take them too long to snap a bunch of pictures, but it would keep them occupied for a period of time, especially in a really congested area. Children love silly putty. They enjoy to stretch it and squish it, and since it's more elastic than Play-Doh, it's less likely to end up permanently between the seats. Children also enjoy colored pipe cleaners or those wiki sticks to make little animals, people, jewelry, or just crazy shapes. Overall, I would stress the importance for children to do a three-point harness for the ages of 6 to 8 years old. They should, like I said, make sure that the car seat is not expired. They need to ensure that it is properly installed and that it is age appropriate for the child. Parents need to reinforce this and should set a good example. It's extremely important. I know that even my daughter, when she's at my mother's house, which is only a half a mile from my house, will just say, "Oh, can I just ride in the front seat, or do I have to buckle?" No, because 9 times out of 10, there's going to be an injury, and it's usually close to home. It's usually, when you least think, because it's only just a minute up the road or down the road, that's when it's likely to happen. Everybody in the car should be buckled. And like I said, if parents can find ways to, let the child watch a video, there's those portable DVD players, anything that will kind of keep the child occupied. Like I said, such as like for longer distances, or if you're going on vacation or to visit family out of town or whatnot. Try to prepare ahead, and it will help. It will pay off doing that, because the child, may have some snacks at hand if they're hungry or thirsty, some games on hand, or videos or coloring books on hand. It will help. But overall, just most important, buckle up and be safe. Thank you. Bye.